Every now and then a superhero ends up being tricked into falling in love with a supervillain, or sometimes they truly believe that that supervillain could be redeemed. When it happens once, it might seem like a fluke, but some superheroes don't know when to call it quits. Today we're going to be taking a look at some of the superheroes who have been trapped in these moments, and beyond that some who seem to go out of their way to seek out darkness in their romantic partners, as we count down the top 10 superheroes who hooked up with villains. Be sure to stick around till the end of this video, where I also have some bonus content coming your way in the form of comments. Alright, let's get counting. Number 10. Power Girl. In the World's Finest Comics, Volume 1, Issue 11, multiple worlds being the stipulation here, worlds, Power Girl gets tricked into hooking up with Desaad. He is under the guise of the handsome Michael Holt, aka Mr. Terrific. As such, Karen Starr, while at a party, ends up in his arms, until he reveals his true identity to her. Huntress and Power Girl both see that it is not truly Holt though, but Desaad in disguise, and start attacking him. But apparently not everyone could see what they saw, resulting in them being attacked by guards who think that they are just attacking Holt. Desaad and Power Girl definitely make a squicky picture. Ugh. It was short-lived, but that was all we needed, really. That's enough of that. Number 9. Supergirl. While Supergirl mostly likes to keep her relationships on the good side of things, she didn't start off on the best foot with that. Poison Ivy was actually apparently her first kiss, attempting to bring her over to the dark side, or rather, I guess the green side. The other thing about the issue where this happens is Harley even makes a pass at Supergirl too, offering to kiss her boo-boos better after smashing the hero with a hammer. Number 8. Starfire. Okay, so these two that I'm about to talk about are a pair that constantly get shipped, and for good reason. There's a lot of love between these fellow Teen Titans, love that gets pretty brutally sexy in the wedding issue of New Titans. Issue 100 of Volume 3 focuses on the wedding between Dick Grayson's Robin and Starfire. It is off to a rocky start as the pair have their love protested against because of Starfire's alien heritage, but ends up being filled with love and beauty, until a demonic Raven crashes it, that is. Raven has lost control of her soul, and as such has turned pretty evil. What's a girl to do but crash your old friend's wedding, confess your love for the bride, and then make out with her, injecting her with another soul of one of Trigon's children. I mean, hey, if that isn't what true love is about, then what is? Number 7. Daredevil. Matthew Murdock has a tendency to dally with women who are living on the more dangerous side of life. Not all the women he dates are like this, just most of them. He's gotten pretty cozy with the former assassin Black Widow, and while she's definitely a hero who just was formerly a bad guy and never threatened Matthew's life or anything, he has also been involved with women who have threatened his life, literally. Echo attempted to kill him before after being manipulated into thinking Daredevil was to blame for the death of her father. All this also happened after their first date. Matt was able to convince her of the truth, causing her to double-cross Kingpin, but still, attempted murder is attempted murder. Typhoid Mary is another woman who Matt began to see before his Daredevil persona came in and just messed that up as well, by becoming her enemy after accidentally pushing her out of a window during a scuffle. Nothing ruins romance like throwing someone out of a window accidentally. And then of course there is Elektra. And heck, even Karen Page in Netflix and Marvel's Daredevil series was kinda shady. Number 6. Wolverine. I feel like being a male member of the X-Men means that you are bound to fall into the trap of falling in love with some kind of villainess at some point. Heck, even if you're a female, you might fall in love with a villainess. But especially if you are a straight male X-Men member. It's totally gonna happen to you then. And granted, a good number of them are straight and male, so pretty much applies to a lot of them. Wolverine, of course, is no exception. As a straight male member, he has fallen into the arms of the famous shapeshifting villainess Mystique, whose charms have allowed her to find herself involved with many male and female mutants. But beyond that, he also had a thing with Madame Hydra, aka Viper. She ended up kidnapping him and reminded him of a debt that he owed her. Out of honor, Wolverine agreed to repay the debt by doing as she asked and marrying her. Wow, that's a pretty big debt. She wanted Wolverine for more than just his personality and looks though. She was actually after his influence more than anything, and her marriage to him succeeded in getting her what she wanted, which was to become the princess and ruler of Madripoor. Later, in exchange for saving her life though, Wolverine was able to negotiate a divorce. Thank goodness. Number 5. Spider-Man. Just like Batman has his Catwoman, Spider-Man has his Black Cat. Is it crazy that both Marvel and DC have superheroes who evoke the look and abilities of a creature, and then both also coincidentally have feline-inspired criminal loves? I don't know. It's definitely some sort of stealing or something going on there. While Black Cat may not be as big of a main squeeze for Spider-Man as Catwoman is for Batman, the two have still had a long-standing on and off again relationship. And just like it's pretty set that Peter Parker will always go back to MJ, he will also always probably run off at some point with Black Cat. Originally a criminal and a thief, Felicia has gone from being a very bad kitty to a full-out superhero, but she always seems to be seduced back into the world of power and of crime. And while Peter may have a ton going on in terms of his romantic life, for Black Cat he is actually her main squeeze. She often mentions how she isn't a huge fan of men in general, except for when it comes to the web crawler. Number 4. Storm. Aurora Monroe isn't someone who struck me originally as having a draw to the more evil side. Of course, I'm always thinking of, like, 90s Storm in the animated series just watering plants, making plants grow with her little localized storms. Despite how stormy she was made to look when using her powers in the X-Men films. Like, I mean, out of context, seeing Halle Berry's eyes go all white and just watch her start creating storm clouds and lightning bolts makes her look like some kind of villain out of a horror film. Do you know what happens to a toad when it's struck by lightning? It dies. He gets electrocuted and dies. So while many of us comic book nerds may now think of Storm as one of T'Challa's true loves, it's no surprise that she has felt the pull towards those less good once or twice. Like the time she spent with Dracula, or better yet, the time that Dr. Doom kidnapped her, and she actually kind of seemed to think that Victor was like a gentleman, and remarked that she was actually having a pretty good time. I mean, remarked in her mind bubbles, but yeah. Is it weird that I ship Doom and Storm? Doomstorm! Make it a thing! I think it could be fun. I'm probably like the only one. I'm sure I'm gonna say that and then no one in the comments is gonna be like, yeah! Dr. Doom and Storm, that's what we want. Number 3. Professor X. Okay, based on my description earlier of Wolverine, I kinda think you know where I'm going with this. You know where I'm going with this? The secret romance between Professor X and Mystique, which many originally thought had to be some kind of trick of Mystique's. We see her giving birth to Charles Xavier II, her and Charles' son, after Professor X's death, but under the guise of Moira McTaggart. Many thought that her disguise could be used as proof that she was up to no good. But we later found out that this was not the case during the reading of Xavier's will, wherein it was explained that he had married Mystique and had actually left his school to her. So yeah. What happened there? We need like a series just to explain that whole romance. It's not enough information. Number 2. Rogue. It's true that Rogue spends most of her time pining after Gambit, who in turn is pining after her, but she's also had a really creepy relationship with the Shadow King. Seriously. At one point he even manages to tempt her into kissing him, though I use the term tempt here really lightly, as Rogue seems to be weirdly into it. He has also offered to have her become his Shadow Queen. What is going on there? But the Shadow King isn't the only villain that Rogue has seemed to have weird feelings for. No. During their time together on Savage Land, Rogue also seemed to express feelings for Magneto. Yeah, Magneto. Though the two had to part ways as Magneto felt they were just simply too different. Not that he was simply too old, which also there might be something to that. Magneto's probably a lot older than her. Number 1. Batman. The ultimate lover of all ladies villainous. Batman is definitely known for his love of the darkness, and apparently this love has extended to the bedroom. He has been mind controlled by Poison Ivy, has had Harley pine after him, fell for Nocturna, and almost married Catwoman and Jezebel Jet. And depending on what you're reading or watching, he maybe did marry Talia, and he also definitely has a son with her, making Batman definitely the one who is spending the most time in bed with those who could be deemed criminals or evil. And the really weird thing here is that he is a master detective, so he generally knows what everyone is up to. So I guess he just enjoys sleeping with criminals. I mean, sure, fair enough. Thank you so much for watching, Nerd Squad. I hope you enjoyed exploring with me some of the heroes who just seem drawn to the dark, or just frequently trapped there when it comes to their romantic life. I guess some superheroes are just so hot that even villains want a piece of that. I mean, you know what they say, opposites attract. Who are some of your favorite superheroes that have ended up with a villain? Are there superheroes who you think are even more attracted to the dark side than those listed here? Or do you agree with me? If you could get romantic with any villain, who would you pick? Let us know in the comments below. And speaking of comments, it's time to turn to some comments from one of my latest videos, Top 10 Scary Alternate Versions of the Joker Part 2. Sean Schleip comments, anyone remember how nuts calculating Jack Nicholson was? Yeah, his version of the Joker was pretty scary at the time. The Tim Burton films are actually my favorite Batman films. Ever Dance with the Devil in the Pale Moonlight? Quan Sharp says, first of all, you look like Adam Scott. Second, the way you say process, like process, is grinding my gears. Okay. I find I actually go back and forth between pronunciations on the word process actually. Process or process. A lot of my pronunciations actually seem to stem from the UK for certain words, but then I guess because we're here in Canada, we were a colony longer than the States, so that kind of makes sense. Except my grandparents migrated here from Ireland and Scotland, so I'm sure some of their pronunciations are also somehow mixed into whatever accent I have. And do I look like Adam Scott? I mean, I could kind of see that. Maybe like his redheaded Canadian cousin. I'm watching The Good Place right now and he is so hilarious in it. And that's all the time we have for comments today. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and ring our bell. This has been Top 10 Nerd and I'm your host Amanda McKnight, reminding you as always to stay nerdy, YouTube.